If you are new to my channel, would you please consider subscribing? We would love to have you and couldn't do it without you. Hey there, welcome back. If you are just joining me for the first time, please click on my channel to view all of my content. This video is actually the third part to a video series, and you'll want to be sure that you watch part 1 and part 2 to get all of the information. I have been super blessed to have done countless tea parties. I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I do them? So I'm really excited to be able to put together this 3-part tutorial for you and to give you all kinds of tips and tricks that have helped me out over the years when I have been doing these tea parties. So a little bit of background on me. I spent 5 years in direct sales, and I'm excited to share some of the things that have worked for me and some of the things that I have learned. A lot of this was trial and error and very self-taught. I was part of an amazing jewelry company called Premier Designs Jewelry. Within my business, I went into hostesses' homes and I helped them earn free jewelry. About 3 years ago, I took the same jewelry party concept, kind of like what you might find with Tupperware or something with bag sales, and I took that concept and I made it work for t-shirts that I sell. It's essentially the same idea that you do with all the other products, so like purses and storage containers and home decor and books and jewelry. The awesome thing about my tea parties is that I can work from home 100%. I loved being around people when I was doing the jewelry, and I loved the fellowship aspect of home parties, but being able to have Facebook parties makes this opportunity excellent even for those that are less social. You can share about yourself, you can share about your products from the comfort of your own home while letting others shop and interact, and they get to help their hostess earn free shirts too. So it's really a win-win all the way around. You get to generate new sales and new clients while your hostess earns free shirts from you. You also have the flexibility to set your own hours, set your own prices, set your own guidelines. It can be very flexible and very simple, yet you can be as creative as you want to be. So you're your own boss. You don't have a company that has deadlines, a company that has prices. You are in complete control. I hope this little series is a blessing to you, and if you have any questions, please comment below and I will do my best to answer those questions and help guide you and point you in the right direction. So let me go ahead and pick up where I left off. I'm going to make a new post announcing the winner, and I just type up a little post letting them know what they won. I thank everyone for playing, and since I am showing this from my computer, I recorded my screen and saved the screen recording. If you have a smartphone, this can also easily be done on your phone, and I can try to make a video and link that to show how to screen record from your computer and how to upload that. So here's the download that I saved, and I'm going to attach it to this post. Scroll down, make sure it's there, and then I'm going to post that. If you want to go ahead and schedule it for a certain time, you can, but I'm going to go ahead and post that, and everyone can see who won that particular game. Then I just checked to make sure it posted correctly and everything looks good on my page. Here is a post example of a request that I got from a customer who wanted to see some nanny and granny designs. If you can tag the person making the request, that's best to ensure that they see it in the tea party. And since this is a demo, I can't really tag anyone, but normally you would want to tag them. Once you have the designs that you want to offer as choices, just click on the add photo and then go to wherever you save them, either on your computer or your smartphone, highlight them and load them. Since nanny and granny are a more specific category, I'm only going to offer a limited amount of options, and you want to be sure to hashtag your category because it makes it easier for your customers to find. I always try to add in my post that they can make a request for more options or other categories if they want to see something specific. I love requests because it lets me know what they're shopping for. Something I forgot to type on my post is if I show a design that might say Nana or Mama, a lot of my designs can have custom names, so I can actually change the name that they see, whatever they are called by. So I will always add that in there. If I have a shirt that I cannot change the name, I will let them know. But if I can change it, I usually try to say, hey, these names are customizable. Once you have all your pictures and everything that you want to say, go ahead and hit post, or you can schedule that to post whenever you want that to come out. All right, and I'm just going to scroll and make sure everything looks right on the page, that it posted right, and I like what it looks like. Another post request that I get often is for men or for dads, even if it's an all women that are in the tea party. They want to maybe shop for their husband or a man in their family maybe. I want everyone to know that they can make a request if they have something specific in mind they want, a certain dad name or a certain category that has to do with men. I'm going to go to my men's folder that I have and choose the ones that I want to offer for this party. Remember, you don't want to share every design that you have in one tea party because you might have multiple tea parties with friends of your host or hostess. So if you have a friend that books from a party and then another friend books from the party, you're most likely going to have that same group of friends for a few parties, and you don't want them to keep seeing the same designs. They might get bored with it, or they might say, well, there's nothing here for me, I'm not going to participate anymore. So it's a good idea to offer slightly different designs, maybe choose a few for this party and choose a few for another party, or mix them a little bit. You want to keep the selection open so people can see different options and they're not seeing the same thing over and over. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hashtag my dad and hashtag men so that my customers can find this post quicker. If they go to the search bar and they're looking for stuff just for dad or men, they can type in the keywords and find it. After I post, again, I'm going to check to make sure I'm happy with how it looks. And don't forget, I'm just sharing back-to-back posts, but you'll want to spread these out a little bit so your customers don't get overwhelmed, and it allows some excitement to build in anticipation of what's coming next. I love using that schedule button so I can also work ahead if needed. Whenever you get an order, you want to be sure to post some shout outs. This is the perfect way not only to show your appreciation, but it also lets others in the tea party know that folks are beginning to shop and to place orders. It also builds excitement amongst the customers and your hostess because now she sees that she's on her way to earning some free product. Again, I can't tag anyone because this is just an example tea party, but in a real tea party, be sure to tag that person to help ensure that they can see the post and the shout out. I love adding a picture with it, and it just helps bring a little something extra to the post. And I'm going to give a shout out to Grammarly. I just love Grammarly. It helps me keep track of my mistakes and typos so that all my posts look professional. So I just scroll through, make sure it appears how I want it to appear. And next I'm going to act as if I received another request. I would normally tag the person, so be sure to remember that as you are making your post. This is just a request for pets or dog designs. I can't really express enough how important it is to remind your group that you take requests. A lot of times they may think that you are like a retail store. What they see is what they get. But I want them to know that I can deliver just about any request. We have, as t-shirt designers and as creators, we have thousands of designs that we can purchase or we can create. And the only way to show those is by having people let you know what they want to see. There's no way that I could post all the thousands of mock-ups from Etsy or other, online vendors. So the only way that I really can show what I can offer is by request. And that way, when they have a request, I know that's something that they want to see, which helps helps ensure that you have more buying and higher sales. So these are just a few designs that I found on Etsy. I haven't actually purchased them yet, but if I have someone that wants to buy it, then I would go and purchase it from Etsy. That way, you're kind of doing this tea party in a smart way. You're not spending a lot of money beforehand. You're only buying designs that actually sell. I'm going to add my hashtags. Again, this makes it easier in the party if someone is specifically looking for pets or dogs or animals or whatever category you're doing. I can just hashtag it and they can search it, and then this post will come up so they can see the designs. After I post it, I check to make sure that is how I want it, or schedule it how I want it. I have done a lot of tea parties and most of them go the same way. Most of them are very engaging. There are some where it's like crickets, that you don't hear from people, you don't have people engaging or commenting or letting you know that they want to see anything. They're just kind of waiting to see what you put out there. So I kind of saved this comment for when I'm not getting those requests. So if the group is more on the quiet side or I'm not getting people to engage very well, this type of post 9 times out of 10 will get things going. I hashtag the word request, so again, it's going to be easier to find. And I always try to add a picture as part of my comments because it brings a little more excitement to the post. So once you have whatever you want to share with your guest, just post it and double check it. And let's move on to the next post. So before my tea party begins, I email my hostess some important tips to help her prepare for her party. I'll try to either add that in the description, kind of what I say, or I might make another video to share that because it is some really good information. The only things I really ask my host or hostess to do before the party are to invite their Facebook friends and to engage on the post. That's really all the hostess has to do for an online party. Before the party, I've also told my hostess that I will run a special offer. This is 100% optional and you do not have to do this. I just do it and I've had a huge success with it. I've seen it really drive up some of my t-shirt orders in parties that I didn't think maybe would have a good turnout. This type of offer also helps those that may be on a budget. It may help them to be able to participate in purchasing something. You do what is best for your business. Ultimately, do whatever you have a budget for and pick pricing that sets you up for profits and sets you up for success. This is just a price that I'm comfortable with, and I'm comfortable doing it for a limited selection of shirts to help drive up my sales a little bit. My exclusive offer for this party is $12 each. A big tip that I have is to make sure that you do not allow this offer to be combined with any other party special. If you do, you're losing too many profits most likely. If someone has won a 10% off in another game that I played, I typically do not let that be combined either because it's already at the lowest that I can go in order to make a profit that I'm comfortable with. For my exclusive sale offer, I have a fun digital design explaining the exclusive sale, and what makes it exclusive is that these customers will not typically see pricing this low on my main website, or they will not see this exact design for another hostess. So this is an exclusive offer that they will only see at this party. So I'm going to go into my saved folders and grab this digital design that I have and grab the mock-up of the 2 shirts that my hostess has chosen for her exclusive sale, and I'm going to add them to the post. I want to change the order of how this appears because I want the sale design to show up first so the people that see the post kind of know what's going on. So I'm going to rearrange that to make sure that shows up first and then make sure the pictures of the shirts come after that. And I'm just going to take a look over it, make sure everything is how I want it to be laid out, and then I'm going to go ahead and post that. Take a quick peek over that, make sure it looks good. And the next post that I'm going to share is somewhere towards the end of your party, maybe 1 to 2 days before your party is set to close. You'll want to send out a reminder, and I remind that the order form is pinned at the top of the group. I do use Google Forms for this and have found that to be super helpful. If you need me to create a video to show how to use a Google form for the order form, just comment and let me know and I'll work on a video for that. I try to wrap up the post by putting emphasis on the hostess. I remind them that this party doesn't only just benefit me, it benefits their friend, and they can help support her by placing an order. And I put a reminder of the party special, whatever I'm running for that party. I let them know that it's time for any last requests that they have and how they can search for past topics. And of course, I add my visual to help this post stand out a little bit, and so they make sure that they see it and they can find it. Since this post holds a lot of valuable information and it's at the end, I want to make sure I pin it to the top. So I just click on those 3 dots and pin as featured. This way, whenever someone comes to the tea party, it'll be one of the first comments or posts that they see at the top of the party. In each of your parties, you will be able to gauge if they like to play games or if the games help move things along. Sometimes at the very end of the party, I'll play one more game, maybe like the day before the party ends. So here's just an example of the last game that I play. It's a little more involved. They have to take pictures of things that are listed here for them to find, like a little scavenger hunt. I've had some people go all out and a lot of people participate. I've had no people participate. So it just really depends on your crowd, and you can gauge your customers. But if you're needing one last little game, this is always a fun one to do, and they get to feel a part of the game and a part of the group because each person is doing a scavenger hunt. Just like with every other post, I'm just going to look over it, make sure my digital design is showing how I want it, my wording is right. Then I'll post it and make sure it just appears in the party. And remember, you can make these ahead of time and you can schedule them if it makes it easier for you to kind of get things lined up, and you can just put a schedule out, or you can just send it out whenever you feel like it. I try to close my shows out on Friday or Saturday because Friday is typically a payday for most people. But you will probably always encounter at least one or two people that ask for an extension. They'll say, hey, can I place my order tomorrow? Or can I send my payment tomorrow? And I'm usually pretty flexible. I don't like the show to stay open, much longer than what I had anticipated, because I've already promised the people that have placed orders, their order's going to be made and shipped within a certain amount of time. So what I do is, if I have someone that says, hey, I need to, maybe can I have an extension, then I'll do a last call order. So I just let them know, hey, there's a few more people that are wrapping up their shopping. This is the absolutely last call. If you want to get an order in, please comment and let me know that, that you want to get your order in so I can be on the lookout for you. I've done my invoicing a few different ways. I've just messaged people on Messenger or email or text and said, hey, this is your total. This is what I have for you. And then they will either Cash App or Venmo me. If they want an official invoice, I will type up an invoice in Word or Canva, and I will email it to them, and they can pay me whichever way that I accept payments, which usually is PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App. I'll do just about any payment form because it gives me the most options to process the payments for my customers. I let them know that all the invoices have been sent, and on there I usually have, somewhere to please pay within 24 hours. That way it doesn't hold the show up any longer. And when they see this post, if they did not get an invoice in their email, then they can contact me to say, hey, I didn't get my invoice, and that lets me know to resend it. After all the invoices have been paid, I like to send another message out to the group to let them know that, I've received everything. I like to thank them for their participation. I like to thank them for shopping, and I let them know that everything is submitted, and I let them know my time frame. So usually I set a time frame to have my shirts completed in 10 to 14 days. Usually it's business days, and on here I didn't specify business days, but it's really important to put business days. That way if I'm traveling or I need off for a weekend, they know to expect it within a certain time frame. I also like to take the time here to let them know, because of their purchases, how they helped their hostess, and maybe she earned 3 shirts for free, or maybe she earned 4 shirts for free. The hostess always gets to shop for an additional 30% off with me. You can choose whatever percent you want. So if your hostess gets her 3 free shirts, but maybe she wanted 5 shirts, she can purchase the 2 extra shirts and receive a discount as a thank you for hosting this party. You obviously want to keep your tea parties going. You want to book parties from each party. That keeps your business going. So I always want to include that in there. I want to encourage people to host a party, and I give incentives for that. That changes from time to time. Sometimes I will let the hostess know, hey, if you have 3 friends book a party, then you get a half off t-shirt at each of their parties that you come to. Or I just try to give an incentive to keep my parties going. And this is especially important for someone that maybe couldn't shop this time or didn't have it in their budget, but they still want to help their hostess. So if I let them know that if they would like to have a party, they still can help their hostess by earning a 50% discount. So it's really a win-win situation for you, your host, and your customers to all work together. Don't forget to add your little digital designs. This is just a visual for a thank you, a visual for the hostess rewards. It just helps stand out on the page. I've gotten some of these images, like I said, from just other places online. I've created a lot of them. For this host reward, I actually made this in Canva, and it changes from time to time. I offer different rewards, so I can just kind of keep that as a living document in my Canva, and I can change it up and make it specific for each party and each hostess that I have. And I just want to look over that, make sure it looks great, and post it. I think communication is key in a party like this because you're not in person anymore. These are online parties. So I always want to let the group know when all the items have shipped. That way they know to be on the lookout, that hopefully it'll be there within a couple of days. I always thank them again. You can't thank them enough because folks don't have to participate in these parties. They don't have to purchase t-shirts from you. So I always want to make sure they know that I have a grateful heart. I appreciate them, and I want to keep them in the loop as to what's going on with their order. I really hope my video has been able to help you get some ideas and see maybe how you're going to go about doing your own tea party. If you have any questions or comments, please just leave those below and I will do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw or you found this video helpful, would you consider subscribing to my channel? I appreciate the time that you took to watch this video, and I am so thankful to have you here, a part of my channel. I couldn't do it without you. God bless y'all.